Okay, I am doing this video for a number of reasons because I see a lot and I look at a lot of stuff that's going on, especially in the African American communities, like the inner cities such as Chicago, New York, California, Houston, the main cities. But what you guys don't see is what's happening in the small towns. And I'm going to share my story with you. Also, I'm going to share another story with you. Now, in 2019, I was arrested in this small town called Freeport, Illinois. I knew it was an open and shut case due to the evidence. But I'm going to tell you just how racist these small white towns are. The jury was supposed to be of my peers. Not one African American was on my jury. Not one Hispanic was on my jury. The DA was a white man. My public defender was a white man. My judge was a white man. The stenographer was a white woman. I had 12 jurors. 4 of the jurors that was on there were ex-police officers, and some of them were still with the police office. So I just sat there, and every person I tried to pick for my jury, they said no. Basically, I was in a courtroom where I had no voice at all concerning this case, which I am absolutely not guilty for. The jurors are all friends of the judge. This is what really weirded me out. The jurors were all friends of the judge. The DA made his opening statement. The state made his opening statement, and they listened. Pre-notion, they had already in their mind that I was guilty. So my public defender, which is a white man, walked up there to the podium and said, "We're gonna go on break before we start this trial, and we're paying for your lunch and your dinner or whatever it was." And this was his opening statement concerning my case. And he said, "Well, don't eat too much and don't get too tired. And when you come back, I will explain to you why Miss Howard is not guilty." When I tell you that courtroom was a shit show, it was exactly a shit show. I mean, you're found guilty, period, no matter what. Then, the sad part about it is, this town has 100 conviction rate. That means anybody that comes through their doors, they guilty. I have not seen or heard one person, especially African American, be found not guilty. Now they have this thing, and I don't know how true this is because I'm trying to contact my lawyer in the city of Chicago, where if you pay your bond, they don't give it back to you, whether you're found guilty or not. If you're found not guilty, they have this thing where they donate your bond money to a public defender. The judge can rule and say, "Well, we feel that your bond money should be donated." Oh, really? Especially when they're wrong. Now, this is the thing. I went to court with several videos from the incident. When I say several videos from this incident. Huh. They dragged that case out for an entire 9 months. I never asked for a public defender. I walked in there with my iPad and let the judge know I have this on film. So the $150 you charged me to get out of jail, you needs to be handing that back to me, because I never asked for you to stand this man next to me and say he was defending me. I told him I didn't need that. I also told him I had the video in my hand. If he would like to watch it instead of wasting everybody's time, which was 9 months worth of time being wasted, he kept continuing the case. Now this is the same judge that will stop in the middle of court, get up, leave us sitting there to go to his heroin. Yes, this judge is on camera. Everybody knows him for being a crackhead, a drug addict, but yet he still sits on the bench. The man left, came back, face almost as red as I've ever seen anybody face. Speech was slurred, stuttering. It's in his background that he's on drugs. His name is Judge Hauser from Freeport, Illinois. Every judge in Freeport, listen to me, is white. They have no black people working in that courtroom at all. I saw one black man, and he was from the sheriff's office, from the jail sheriff's office. He was in there just to transport somebody back and forth. Now that's my case, and this is what got me talking now on this recording, because I really want y'all to understand what's really happening in these small towns to these African Americans. And I have proof, and I will literally post this proof to this after I finish this. This little boy, I started looking into the officer who arrested me, because at my trial they didn't play the videotape. They cut out pieces of the videotape where the jury was not allowed to see the whole thing. So yeah, they found me guilty. That's nothing. I'm not caring about me. I get to looking into the officer, because the officer got on the stand, looked me clean in my face, and winked his eye and said, "Gotcha," under his breath, while all these white people in here watching him testify. So when he testified, they asked where was he employed, and he said, "No, I'm not employed." I'm like, "He's not employed? I thought he worked for the Freeport Police Department as a corporal officer." I got to digging into this man's background, and this ain't nobody but God. And I pray to God that this get viral. I really do. The officer came from Rockford to no reason why. Rockford, Illinois. No reason why. He's a young guy. Officer Ben Johnson is his name. And he came to Freeport in, I think, 2011. Worked his way on up. Now, he, at this point in time, before 2019, I don't know what he did. And people need to look into these officers and their jackets, because if you don't look into their jackets, you'll never know what they, did to be transferred. And see, that's the thing. They transfer these officers back and forth from different places. So I'm looking at the man, trying to see what he's been doing in Freeport since he was there. And at first I couldn't find nothing. I honestly couldn't find nothing, guys. I just found him, rough up a few people, and that was it. So some told me to go back and look and find out what's going on with this man, because he's left Freeport as a corporal officer, like I said. Now he's in Love's Park as a rookie officer. So you stepped down and took a demotion to go to the next town over and work there as a rookie officer. So that wasn't making any sense to me. I get to looking, and I pull up a case of a little boy. His name is Treayvon Berry. And Treayvon Berry, as I got to reading his story, especially the story that the cops and the news team out there put out. The way it sounds, you have to read it for yourself. I'm gonna make sure I post all up and here and all the pictures because somebody really needs to get this baby out of jail. Ben Johnson got on the witness stand. He's a liar. He's a huge liar. And his jacket from everything he did in Freeport needs to be pulled because he got on the witness stand and lied and said that little boy, he saw him running away from the scene. A guy got killed. I don't know how old the guy was, but at the time, Treayvon Berry was 16 years old at this time. And he was anybody who hear a gunshot, I don't care what color you is. You could be pink, green, or purple. If I hear a gunfire, I'm running and I'm ducking. So officers say he was on the scene. Yes, this officer said he was on the scene and he saw Treayvon Berry running. So no matter within minutes, y'all arrest this baby. In minutes, when I say minutes, I don't even think it was 5 minutes they arrested this little boy, 16 years old, took him to jail. Now, mind you, the guy they say he killed, I could have sworn, don't gun residue or something be on your hand? The paper says, the article says, there was no gun residue found. There was no weapon found. No DNA linking this baby to this case. But yet, that racist motherfucker, Judge Ball from Freeport, Illinois, locked that 16-year-old baby up and gave him 52 years with no evidence. Only evidence they have is the evidence of that officer, Ben Johnson. But can you explain to me why being a corporal in Freeport Police Department is all of a sudden at Love's Park and just got hired in as a rookie? Can anybody explain that to me? I can't. That case for that little boy, I don't care about my case. Y'all could send me up the river. I really don't care. Y'all can take every piece of the $1,750 that y'all call y'allself to donate to the doggone public defender's office. I don't care. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And right now that baby been in jail since 2013.